A Resistance Anonymous RINO, ex-anonymous RINO, tells how awesome Trump is. This is the end of Hour 1 of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It is Monday, November 2nd, 2020. Stay tuned for Hour 2. Jesse Lee Peterson will be right back. I am James Hake with Hake News, not fake news. A low-level staffer, ex-staffer, complains about President Trump. You may have heard about the writer of an anonymous, so-called failing New York Slime's 2018 article, quote, that headlined, quote, "I am part of the resistance inside the Trump administration," and who wrote an anonymous 2019 book, A Warning. Well, last Wednesday, low-level Homeland Security official Miles Taylor, born in 1987, RINO, donated to Obama in 2008, recent Google employee, maybe still, member of the evil globalist socialist Council on Foreign Relations, disgusting person, now a Biden supporter. He, according to Revolver News, the White House anonymous traitor, attacks Trump in a tweet thread that makes the president sound awesome, which he is. Miles Taylor tweeted, quote, "A very incomplete thread of foolish, unethical, un-American, and or illegal things real Donald Trump asked us to do during my tenure, to which the only appropriate response was no. Trump told us, bust thousands of illegals, especially those with criminal records, to Democrat sanctuary cities to create instability and strife. Awesome. Cut the number of refugees we let into the United States to zero. They don't add anything to our country and are a drain on our welfare system. Cut off all foreign aid to Honduras, Guatemala, El Salvador even. Law enforcement cooperation, which helps thwart human smuggling, drug cartels, and sex trafficking, because they're making Trump look bad on immigration. Can we find a way to spy on the personal phones of White House staff to catch leakers? Make this week a travel ban much bigger to include a lot of countries. We need to bring in more immigrants from Europe, fewer from Somalia, Haiti, Ethiopia, and those type places. We're letting too many poor people into the country. Let's get the H out of Afghanistan. Let's get the H out of Syria. Let's ditch those NATO countries. These are things that President Trump said, according to Miles the RINO. Miles calls NATO the backbone of U.S. global defense alliance. Stop talking about Russian election interference, and I'm going to fire those people who do. Putin is our friend, said President Trump, allegedly. Effing punish the Mexicans. Write and send a bill to Congress to reduce the number of federal judges, especially those which have treated me badly. That's President Trump supposedly talking. Why don't we award this massive border wall contract to favored Trump contractor? They say they can do it so cheap. Shoot migrants in the legs at the border to slow them down. Only let good asylum seekers in, not the ones with missing toes or funny foreheads. Gas migrants at the border to keep them away and electrify the wall to shock them if they touch it. Remember, they've climbed the wall and fences. Make spikes on the top of the wall so sharp that they pierce human flesh in the most gruesome way to scare other migrants. Make sure there are pictures of it. Let's look at sending illegal immigrants to the terrorist prison at Guantanamo Bay. Build a castle-like moat across the border in front of the wall. Deploy alligators and snakes on the border moat to attack the migrants. How much would it cost to maintain that? Deliberately rip the children and their parents from their parents at the border and keep them from coming back. Reinstate that policy and make it harsher. That is many of his 25 complaints about President Trump, this Miles Taylor RINO guy. And there are many more, he says. Very nice. I'm very happy with President Trump if he wanted those things. Let's make it happen. Meanwhile, Revolver News reports that Biden vows a gun grab. Joe Biden tweeted just yesterday on Sunday, "It's long past time we take action to end the scourge of gun violence in America. As president, I'll ban assault weapons in high-capacity magazines, implement universal background checks, and enact other common sense reforms to end our gun violence epidemic." Communist. Crazy. I am James Hake. Stay tuned for Hour 2 with Jesse Lee Peterson. You can check out my website, thehakereport.com. But now, Jesse.